Hello everyone. Hello everyone. Hope all are doing good. So I got some mails and comments regarding artificial magnetic conductor simulation. So in this video I'll be explaining mainly about artificial magnetic conductor simulation, and I'll be explaining how we can change the polarization of the incident wave and simulate the structure and observe the results from CST. So this is one of the question that I have obtained regarding the AMC simulation and polarization of the incident wave. Here we can see that the AMC characteristics are defined for two polarization TE and TM polarization. So these are the results that is obtained for the same structure for different polarization of the incident wave. So in this video, I'll be explaining how we can simulate by changing the polarization of the incident wave. So what is actually mean by polarization of the incident wave? So in this case also we are analyzing the plane wave incidence, and it does not has any, this TE and TM polarization does not have any correlations to the wave that is propagating inside a waveguide. In this case, the polarization actually indicates the direction of the electric field with respect to considered structure. So when the direction of the electric field is parallel to y direction, we can call it as TE polarized wave. And when the direction of the electric field is parallel to x axis, we can call it as TM polarized wave. Given that we are placing the structure in xy plane and our plane of incidence is opposite to the z direction. To find out the impact of polarization of incident wave on AMC structures, I am going to consider two types of structure. First one is a symmetric structure in such a way that this is the considered structure with periodicity d is equal to 10 mm, and I'm going to consider a patch over this dielectric having thickness 1.6 mm. Here in this case, I am considering a symmetric patch having length and width equal to 9 mm. So when we analyze these symmetric structure for TE and TM polarization, we can see that for both polarization, the excitation of the structure is happening same because of this symmetry. So this structure does not have any impact of polarization at normal incident. So whatever may be the polarization of the incident wave, we will be getting the same response for these type of structures. Next, we can go to asymmetric structure. Here, the periodicity is the structure is same as this symmetric structure, but I have considered a patch in such a way that length and width are different. So in this case, when we analyze the TE and TM polarized wave incidence, we can see that for TE polarized wave, the type of excitation is different from TM polarized wave. So in these type of structures, we can expect some variation in the results with change in the polarization of the incident wave. So from this we can analyze that for symmetric structure there won't be any impact of the polarization for normal incident because of the symmetry of the structure. For asymmetric structure, because they will be having an impact of polarization. So let's see how these are impacted in our AMC performance. We can go to CST simulations. So let's see how we can analyze these AMC structures. So go to File, New and Recent, New Template, Microwave and RF Optical, then select Periodic Structures, Metamaterial Unit Cell Simulation, press Next. we have to go for phase reflection diagram, and we are mainly concentrating on frequency domain analysis. Click next and check all the units. Click next, and here we have to specify the frequency. So I'm just giving as 1 to 20 gigahertz, and then click next, then finish. So the new template will be opened. Now we have to draw the structure. To draw the structure, we have to go for modeling, click on brick, press escape. First of all, we are going to draw a dielectric structure. So I am going to take the dimension of the dielectric as d. So I am defining the dimension as minus d by 2 to d by 2, and thickness of dielectric as h. And I am taking the dielectric from material library. We have to select Rogers RT5880. So there is a lossy and loss-free substrate 5880. We have to go for lossy because normally the lossy substrate is available. So I am going for RT5800 lossy. Then click load. Then press OK. It will be asking for the dimension of the D. So I have already mentioned dimension of the D is 10 mm. So click OK, and height is 1.6 mm. So the dielectric is created. Now we have to create the patch. Click on brick. Repeat the same procedure. And I am taking the dimension of the patch as minus L by 2 to L by 2. Because first of all, I am creating the symmetric structure having dimension 9 mm, and the structure is above this dielectric. So the Z minimum is H and Z maximum is H plus 0.035. Here I am giving a thickness of 0.035 to the metal, and our material is PEC. Then click OK. So it's asking for the L dimension as explained earlier. It's 9 mm. So I am giving that. So the structure is created. Now we have to give the boundary condition. So click on boundary. It will be assigned as unit cell boundary. So when you click on the boundary, we can see the periodic structure creation. And the structure is backed by a metallic plate. It's always better to go for electric, as I haven't given any ground plane there. We can go for electric. This will in effect create a ground plane. And click OK. And I am going to check the background. Always check that the background is normal. And we have already specified frequency as 1 to 20. Next, we have to specify the port. So when we click on the port, we can see that the port is assigned at this port. But I have mentioned earlier that in order to get the correct phase and magnitude, we have to de-embed the port to the top of the surface. So I will explain once again how we can do it. So click on waveguide port. So it will show a window. Then click on Z negative. So here we will get a dimension. This dimension indicates the distance from this port to the ground plane. So we have to note down this dimension in order to find the distance from this part to top of the structure. So I am just copying this structure, this dimension, and I am cancelling this waveguide port because I don't need that waveguide port. We are going for the flow cut port. So in flow cut port, in distance to reference plane, I am assigning that value minus h minus 0.035. click OK, and we can see that the port is de-embedded onto the surface of the structure. And in this simulation, we are mainly concentrating on the polarization of the wave. So when we click on the port, you can see that in number of Floquet ports, I have given as number 2. So this indicates how many polarization that we need for simulation. So we can reduce the number to 1. This will simulate for a single polarization like TE polarization. So if we increase to 2 polarization, in the same window we can simulate the structure for TE polarized incident wave and TM polarized incident wave. So this number of Floquet ports actually indicates the polarization. If we are giving 2, it will be simulating for TE polarization and TM polarization. So click OK. I'll be explaining about the important parameter phi in next video. So click OK. And now we have set all the things. Now we can go for simulation and just click on adaptive properties and minimum and max, set minimum and maximum, and click on start. So this will simulate our structure. So for the time being, I have simulated the same structure. Here you can see that this is the structure which I have created, which is same as this structure, and this is the port I have defined over this. So these are the simulated results. So from S parameter, we are getting 2 types of reflection coefficient and 2 types of transmission coefficient. Here this S is Z max 1, is Z max 1. Here Z max is the port name. S Z max 1, Z max 1 represents S11. So this is the reflection coefficient for a particular polarization, and this Z max 2 is Z max 2, that is for the second polarization. So these are the results for 2 different types of polarization. In this case, we have considered a symmetric structure. So we can analyze that this result will be same for both the polarization. We can see that for both the polarization, these results are same. So when we click on phase, we will be getting the reflection phase of the structure. When we click on linear, we will be obtaining the linear magnitude. Here we can see that the magnitude is almost equal to 1 and the reflection phase is changing from plus 180 degree to minus 180 degree with the reflection phase at 0. And now we have to analyze which one represents, whether this one or this one represents TE or TM polarization. That can be analyzed from 2D, 3D results, port mode. So just click on 2D, 3D results, port mode, Z max is the port, and here we can see that E1, H1, P1 corresponding to mode 1 and E2, H2, P2 corresponding to mode 2. So when we click on E1, this will display the direction of the electric field. Here you can see that this one represents TE and the wave impedance is 377 ohm. So this one, that is E1, mode 1 represents TE polarized wave. And when you click on E2, you can see that this E2 represents TM polarized wave. So from this we will get the idea that mode 1 is TE and mode 2 is TM. So now we can go again to S parameter. So we got the idea that mode 1 is TE. So this one is result for TE polarized wave and this is the result for TM polarized wave. And I have simulated the asymmetric structure also. So in this case also the same procedure is done.
like boundaries. I have given unit cell and electric boundaries. All the same settings I have done. And in Flocket board also I have de-embed the structure over to the structure to get the reflection phase. And now in this case we can analyze the result. So we have seen that this patch is not symmetric because this length and not width are not equal. So now we can go to analysis of the results. So when we click on Z max 1, Z max 1, this is the reflection phase. We can see that this is showing an AMC characteristics at around 12 gigahertz. And when we click on Z max 2, Z max 2, we can see that it is showing reflection phase near 8 gigahertz. So when we click on both TE and TM polarized performance, we can see that both are having different responses. So here also we can go for the port modes to identify which is TE and TM mode. So when we click on E1, it is for TE, and when we click on E2, we can see that it is for TM. So this Z max 1 is Z max 1 for TE incident wave, and this is for TM incident wave. So in these type of structures which are not symmetric, we will be obtaining different results for different polarization. So this is how we can analyze an AMC structure for different polarization. The one important thing that we have to be taken care is always de-embed the structure over to the top and select number of Flocket modes as 2, because this will enable TE and TM polarized wave. So when we click on details, we will get an idea, because here also you will get an idea like the number 1 indicates the TE excitation and number 2 indicates the TM excitation. So when we increase the number, we can also excite different types of excitation having different modes. So this is how we are doing the AMC simulation for different polarization. So always remember, the mode 1 represents TE and mode 2 represents TM. These results can also be obtained from our port mode results also. So this is how we are doing the polarization simulation for an AMC structure.
Thank you everyone for watching the video. If you have any comments or concerns or doubt, please comment or mail to us. We will try to get back to you with our results. Thank you so much for supporting us. Thank you.